I am fascinated by the mini-genre Lethal Company has created over the last 18 months. Some of these games are sick, and some of them definitely aren't. With so many of them on Steam, it's hard to know what's worth your time. So, I spent a lot of money on all of these games for me and my friends to play them, and I'm going to tell you which ones are worth your time, and which ones I wish I could refund. We all know what qualities a game needs to be like Lethal Company, so instead I'm going to tell you what qualities I'm looking for in these games that's going to make me want to play them again and not refund them. 1. It's got to be immediately fun and easy to pick up and play. 2. It's got to scratch that casual co-op horror itch. And 3. Most importantly, it's got to do something original.
Finding something scary to get on film for you guys.
One of the oldest games on this list, Content Warning, is also probably one of the most popular games on this list too. You and your friends film scary monsters trying to go viral. It's got quotas, upgrades, cosmetics, everything a Lethal Company like needs to have. It definitely hits all 3 points, but it's still not perfect. The big novelty of the game is watching back your viral videos with your friends, and it is hilarious at first.
Wow, that was exciting.
But the novelty kind of fades when you realize that these funny moments aren't the best way to earn points. So trying to progress through the game and having fun can kind of end up being 2 different experiences. I know that making a lot of noise earns you points, but that's not always the funniest thing that's happening. But to its credit, there's great monster variety.
What the hell is even that?
An incredibly cool art style and some meta progression if you care. Content Warning is definitely fun for a few hours, but it's not the best game we have here. I still will not be refunding it. As the most recently released game on this list, I expected R.E.P.O to be the most innovative as well, and I wasn't disappointed. Instead of just teleporting items into your inventory, you physically pick up the loot and put it in this little cart like an actual R.E.P.O man. If you bump them or damage them in any way, that lowers their total value and means that you get less money when you hand them in. Honestly, what I think is the best thing about this game is that the monsters all have really fine-tuned hearing and sight. Some are blind but can hear really well, some are a balance of the two, and some of them can't hear anything but they can see miles away or in the dark, right? To counter this, there's a lot of skill expression, the way you can shrink your guy down and hide from the different monsters. I think with Lethal Company, like, survivability is a really important thing that a lot of them just don't really get right. It's just either avoid the monsters or buy this expensive gun or whatever, right? What was also really impressive is that the monster variety is on a different level. Like, the creatures, they each feel like they could be their own boss. There's this blind guy who, if he hears anything, he shoots you immediately. There's an eye on the wall that you have to break line of sight or else you're like caught in its gaze. It's crazy. There's so much tiny little unique things in this game, and I honestly haven't even scratched the surface. Also, if you see like late game gameplay of people who are really cracked at this game, they're like properly fighting all the monsters because they have all different strength upgrades. It's crazy. There's a lot to do, and although you'll never play any game forever, I think that this one has the most longevity out of any game in this list, except maybe for one. But I definitely didn't refund it. Sketchy's Contract is one of the earlier released games in this video, and I honestly think it's probably the game that led to the rest of these games being referred to as Lethal Company clones, because it's a bit of a Lethal Company clone, if you will. The core gameplay loop is very similar to Lethal Company, it just looks a little bit different, and it doesn't really hit the 3 things that it needs to hit. Some might say that the art style or design is unique, but just because, you take a bunch of random stuff from the Unreal Marketplace doesn't make it unique. What I will say though is that this game has a unique feature about going out at different times, and that, reveals different loot and more dangerous enemies. That's kind of cool. But because of the extreme jankiness and the derivative art style, and the way that my PC felt like it was losing HP the longer I played it, means that I would refund it. I really expected to enjoy Dark Hours. Like, the concept is a Lethal Company game set around a heist. That's a really good concept. Our first heist, we loaded in and started doing all the different tasks, and then this guy shows up. And I was like, oh, he looks like shit. Oh, he's making me dance. This is dumb. But that's fine. He's only one of the enemies. Turns out each individual heist has one individual enemy, and we played this heist for almost an hour trying to just avoid this guy and do all the tasks. Like, you can res your friend. He kills one of you at a time. It's just, somehow we ended up dying. It was stupid, and we refunded it. In Murky Divers, you play as scuba divers working for a big pharmaceutical company. You need to retrieve evidence and destroy it from all the spooky testing sites before the police arrive. It gets more difficult the deeper you go, and it also gets more difficult the more police attention you garner. This dynamic difficulty progression is definitely what sets it apart, and it hits all the other points as well. The design of a lot of the monsters definitely hits the balance between kooky and creepy that a lot of these games try to emulate.
Brother,
And I absolutely love the clunky controls when you have to drive the ship and interact with basically anything else in the world. I think it's obviously purposefully clunky, and it gives the game a lot of charm. There's not much to say, but go play it. It's definitely a banger game, and I will not be refunding it. Nuclear Nightmare as a game is very unique, and first things first, to give this game credit, the vibes are there. When you're on a snowmobile at night and the snow's pouring, it's pretty cool. I also quite like the originality of the way it's a big map and you have to do a bunch of different tasks all around the map, avoiding monsters. The more tasks you do, the more sort of attention you garner from the monsters. But it's extremely jank, like unbelievably jank.
the fucking can't move glitch. It's the worst glitch in the game.
And the monsters, it doesn't really feel like you're skulking and hiding from them. They just come and get you when you do a task. It's frustrating. This game is definitely the one that I would struggle to refund the most. But yeah, I'd refund it. Pilgrim was actually the game that I was most excited to try for this video, mostly just because I love dark fantasy settings. They're the best. The game hits all 3 points, and its big unique spin is like you actually push the wagon instead of traveling to these different places, and that's kind of cool. You're forced to go on expeditions into dungeons and crypts and caves because each one will have a power crystal that you can use to power your wagon. The art style is the big takeaway for me, obviously, and the dark fantasy setting. They suit each other so well. It feels like you're playing like Bloodborne. But once you do like the 4 or 5 different levels in the game, there's really not much else to do.
Okay, you're dead.
I tell you what, if you like the look of it, pick it up, but I wouldn't expect to play more than a couple hours. I personally love the vibe, so I did not refund it. I'm not going to spend long talking about Panicore, because when I look online, it feels like everybody's playing a different game to me. I loaded in with my friend, and we just kept dying to the same guy over and over again, and we tried absolutely everything to get past him, but he just made a beeline for us every single time.
Running is very loud. Let's try sneaking. Did you hear that? Okay, maybe we don't know everything, dude.
I fucking hate this game so much.
He's coming right for me. Okay, fuck this. Fuck this.
We tried double sneaking, like going incredibly slowly and watching the sound meter, not making a single sound. And still every time once we walked past a certain point, he just came and killed us. Might be a bug. Didn't really want to stick around to find out. I actually did refund this one because I only played it for like 22 minutes. The headliners is actually the game that sparked inspiration for this entire video. It's like Content Warning, but there's pretty much no meta progression and it's only pictures, there's no videos. But somehow I had way more fun. The game is definitely less polished than Content Warning, but the setting is more immersive. There's less monster variety, but it feels like they all have more of a unique carved out identity, and dealing with them is a little bit more balanced because of this. And the giant kaiju tearing the city apart, that's sick. Objectively. There's also a bunch of other stuff like losing limbs but you can still play, and fighting the monsters by picking stuff up and throwing at them. It's a lot of fun, and I'm going to play it more when more content drops, meaning I won't be refunding it. This is a lesser known Lethal Company like. It's about descending into something called the Gigastructure in an elevator that's alive. The elevator is named KLETKA, and also the game forces your resolution to be like this. So that's definitely unique. You descend deeper and deeper, trying to improve your stats, finding stuff to feed the elevator so it can go deeper and deeper. There's no like quota per se. Honestly, I played like 4 or 5 hours of this game and I only ran into like one monster, but I was still enamored with the game. It's just got such a unique vibe. The art style and soundtrack of the game are beautiful, but what really drew me was that different levels of the Gigastructure might have a random effect, like a fog that grows denser every step you take, or zero gravity, and there's just some opportunities for some really unique and interesting vibes in this game. After looking at the wiki, I've kind of spoiled things for myself, but I'm also way more excited to get back into it because it seems like there's actually an ending to this game, which is really cool. I'm in one of the best positions you can be in with a video game with this game because I've played a bit and now I can't stop thinking about it, and all I want to do is play again and just discover everything and absolutely rinse it. That does mean that the timer of like, when this timer ends, you will stop enjoying this game, has begun, but you know. So obviously I didn't return it. Well, there you have it. If you want my take on what the best games in this list are, it's KLETKA and R.E.P.O. R.E.P.O is very polished and seems like it has a decent future ahead of it. KLETKA is an absolute diamond in the rough. In my opinion, these games are cheap and they're meant to be played for not a long amount of time, so why not get both? I also love Murky Divers, that game fucking rocks. As I always say, I love all video games, so if any of them piqued your interest, you should play them. You should also subscribe to the channel, like the video, and watch the rest of my videos, if you want. Also, check out the Patreon, where you can watch the extended gameplay cut of this video. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.